The Oozaru form is a terrifying and bizarre transformation in the Dragon Ball universe. Terrifying? Tazar? In today's video, we're going to go over the details surrounding this form. Now, let's roll away and get straight into this monkey business. The Oozaru, or Great Ape form, is a transformation that Saiyans can achieve at any age. The appearance of the Oozaru is that of a giant primate with red eyes and elvish-like ears. Now, even though the name is called Great Ape, it is in fact not an ape, as apes do not have tails, so a more accurate name would be Great Monkey or Great Primate. This error can be due to the name Great Monkey not sounding as cool, or the original Japanese name Oozaru being a bit ambiguous, and the word meaning both ape or monkey. There are two main requirements for Saiyans to transform into Great Apes. Requirement 1. They have to have their tails intact. This is due to the glands in the tail being a receptor of blood waves that trigger the transformation. Without a tail, a Saiyan cannot transform into a Great Ape, at least under normal circumstances anyway. More on that later. Requirement number 2. There has to be a full moon. This is due to the moon emitting blood waves, a fictional unit of energy that the moon produces. These blood waves are the main catalyst in the Great Ape transformation. So the full moon produces blood waves. The Saiyan looks at the full moon while having a tail. While their body is absorbing 17 million Xeno units, the transformation begins. Immediately, the power level spikes, gaining a 10 times multiplier from their base form. Their body rapidly grown in size, now at the size of an elephant. The Saiyan begins to destroy everything around them. They've forgotten who and what they were, and see friends and family as no different than enemies. However, with proper training or an emotional intervention, a Saiyan can take control over themselves. As seen with Vegeta being able to control himself in his fight against Goku and the Z Fighters. Later on, Gohan does transform, and because he hasn't had any training, he starts rampaging the battlefield, throwing giant boulders everywhere. This is until Goku talks to him telepathically, and Gohan then becoming semi-lucid in the form. Why does Goku only talk telepathically here and never again, you ask? The Great Ape can do more than just throw rocks and stomp. They still can move surprisingly fast and fire energy beams out their mouths. And breathe fire? Well, I guess Vegeta did throw a fireball at Goku in the Saiyan arc, so maybe everyone can do that? They can also still utilize their abilities in this form, as seen with Vegeta flying, proving techniques can be used in the form. A hot air baboon, as to speak. And who can forget his dangerous poke attack? It's also interesting to note that the full moon requirement can be bypassed, as is the case when Vegeta introduces a technique that can make a fake moon, yet potent enough to trigger the Great Ape transformation. This does, however, drain the user of their stamina and is not ideal if the enemy is stronger than them. The reason this technique was created is that Saiyans would send their people to planets, ape out and terraform the planet, then to be sold. On some planets, there are either no moons or full moons that happen way too rarely, so to combat this technique was created. In Dragon Ball GT, Goku does transform into his Oozaru form while looking at planet Earth, which should be impossible. You could say that the Earth, from his point of view, was emitting enough blood waves for the transformation, or the act of nearly dying and being a bit delirious triggered the form. Later on, Bulma does create a blood wave generator for baby Vegeta to use. This creating unnatural levels of blood waves being directly fired at Vegeta. This being so intense that he was able to transform into a Great Ape without having a tail. There is also the same pod chips creating a fake hologram of the full moon, and that being realistic enough to trigger the transformation. Other than the classic looking Great Ape, there is another variant known as the Golden Oozaru. To achieve this form, the Saiyan will need to have the previously mentioned requirements and the ability to turn into a Super Saiyan. If this is met during the normal transformation, the Great Ape will suddenly start glowing and their fur will turn gold. This Golden Oozaru being much stronger than normal and being quite a handful for baby Vegeta to deal with when Goku first transformed. I guess you could say he didn't appreciate this. The form ultimately being the stepping stone for Super Saiyan 4. This is caused when Goku first transforms into a Golden Oozaru, starts destroying everything, then Pan intervenes trying to make Goku remember who he was. This emotional plea getting through to Goku, causing the Super Saiyan 4 transformation to begin. The Z Fighters have found ways to deal with the Oozaru form, such as if someone was to cut the Great Ape's tail, the Saiyan would immediately revert back to their original form, this being the preferred method. Or option 2, blowing up Earth's moon, as seen by Jackie Chun firing a Kamehameha at the moon in the original Dragon Ball, and also seen when Piccolo destroys it in Dragon Ball Z. Man, the moon can't catch a break, can it? Can someone give it a break? The size of the Oozaru is the same despite age. Now, in the manga and anime, the size of the great ape does change, but this is an error and not true to the lore. There are some minor details, such as half Saiyans being able to transform into great apes as long as they have their tail intact. Then there was the instance where Goku defeats King Piccolo, and for a brief instance you get to see the Great Ape. There's in Dragon Ball Z, when Goku first transforms into a Super Saiyan 3, you see symbolism of him transforming from a Great Ape into a human, possibly meaning that Super Saiyan 3 is a primal power. And that's all I have time for you today. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up to support me making more videos, and if you don't give a monkeys, then I completely understand. I make weekly videos, so stay tuned for more, and until next time.